Highways of the Metro on 103.5.
And you are listening to On Track. It's 8:24 in the morning. It's everything that's on the road and online right now and on air. You got Koji, of course. Neil is in China, in case you're asking. So he'll be joining us sometime next week. And, well, I am not alone. Thank God for that. I have with me, of course, from Makina, Moto, PH, the very eloquent, the very...
Eloquent?
Eloquent, there you go. Zack Lucero in the house right now. Good morning, Zack.
Hello, Koji. How are you? So Neil's not here, huh? Which means we can roast him.
Yes,
He's
absolutely.
in China, I think.
China,
Yeah,
yes,
That's what you
yes.
said.
Yeah.
Hey, Neil. Where are you? Anyway, thank you for having me. I mean, I appreciate this. I
Yes.
miss the booth. I miss having a mic in front of me like this.
Yes.
And talking live to a lot of people. So,
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. A lot of people, of course, know Zack as the guitarist for Imago, and of course the drummer for Human Folk. But a lot of people actually do not know. Well, some younger people actually do not know that you were also in radio. You were
Yes.
also DJ.
NU107. So
There you go.
That's where I pretty much started. I was still in college. You know, I was already hustling back then.
Nice.
And then I got into radio. Yeah. And then I had to leave radio because the band was kind of taking off, and I was asked to choose. And I go, of course, music's the number one thing.
There you
know.
go.
So yeah.
There you go. The love of music is always there. Of course. How did you how did you make that transition from like being on radio into the band scene? How was the transition like?
Actually, I started with the band first. Now, okay,
okay.
I'll tell you this story. Okay, so of course, NU because I was a musician or I was into music. You know, NU was a natural station for me to listen to because there were just a lot of bands, you know, being played there. So one time I was guesting in one of the shows there, Francis Brew show, which was in the Raw. So I was in a band with Barbie and Richie, which was Hungry Young Poets. And we had a guesting. Sony booked us there. And I go, oh, cool, you know, we're here. Nice to meet you. And then I was like, you know, fanning over Francis Reyes. And I go, hey, man, I'm a big fan. And then, but he looked really tired. Like, he was like, he looked like a, well, he if you see him now, he has more meat on his bones. But back then, he was really thin, like, you know, Francis Reyes,
yes,
right?
exactly,
So I go, dude, are you okay? You look really tired and sick. And he said, you know, Zack, we are undermanned. We have no offs here, no day off, 7 days a week, 5 hours. And you as a DJ would know 5 hours a day is not a joke. You're talking for 5 hours straight. And then, can I apply? So that's how it happened. It was because of music. It was because of the band.
Nice.
And I think I got it not because of any talent or anything. It was because they were desperate.
Okay.
Hey, there's this drummer guy. He wants to be a DJ. Let's get him on so we can all rest already. So that's pretty much what happened. 2 days I was in.
That's a good thing. It's like your career as a DJ is like one of the best morning shows.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot from Joey, of course, my partner then.
Zack and Joey in the morning?
Yeah, Zack and Joey in the morning. That was trippy. You know, in fact, being here right now, going to your station right now, a lot of these things came to my mind again, and I'm like thinking, oh my goodness, you know, it's radio again. So I to be honest, I miss it. Absolutely miss it.
All right, that's fantastic. Okay, we're gonna talk about. Okay, you made, of course, from you're in the band, you're in the music scene, and then you've been in the music scene for quite some time. One of the
Just was in my head. I couldn't, you know, I was missing it already.
Okay.
So 3-4 years down the line, I was already itching, you know, and then Radio Republic, which is an online music channel
one
for
of the
local,
first,
one of the for local artists, came out and they told me, Zack, you want to be on board? I go, of course, you know, you're gonna put a mic in front of me, let's do it, but online this time. This was about 2012, 2013.
Nice.
So that thing was going on. It was a bit early for its time. I think it's not like right now. Back then, people were, what's that? Why do an online thing? There's still MTV, there's still Mix, there's still radio during that time. And I'm like, come on, supportan nyo kami. It's okay like that. So we got the support of the label. So, you know, it was good, but it was pretty tough. As it is with media, with sponsors and all of that. So one of the events, I was already into motorcycles then. So one of the things that I thought and I proposed to Radio Republic, hey guys, you know, why don't we just do an event? Let's fuse music and and motorcycles. So it was the first show that came out of there was Moto Builds Pilipinas. This is about 2015-ish. No Makina yet. So during that time,
Yes, okay.
it was pretty good because we had bands and motorcycles all in one place, and it was
Good
fun.
combination.
Yeah.
There you go.
So hey, this thing worked. The sponsors came in,
Uh-huh.
and then by the next year they were like, "We're gonna support you, Zack." Blah blah blah. But you know what? Your media, which is music, kind of doesn't make sense for us motorcycle brands because you got music, and then if you're scrolling to the page, and then all of a sudden here's Zack on a bike talking about it, and then more bands coming. It doesn't make sense to them. So I told Rage Republic, "Hey guys." Paalam ako. I'm like, can I just do this motorcycle bit just so that I can take care of the on-ground show? And the guys from Rage Republic, sure, go ahead. I was still involved with Rage Republic then. It wasn't like I was leaving. So I started Makina, did the first review, and that's it. In about less than 6 months, the numbers grew so fast.
Yeah.
And
Phenomenal, actually. They really took off.
Yeah, and I was. This is where I thank NU107 a lot because that was pretty much training ground for me. That's where I got. That's where I learned to do everything: media programming, how to segment your show, all of that. So, yeah, that's pretty much a story on how Makina was born. It was because of that motorcycle show. I was trying to sustain it.
Yun, it's nice to know may roots pa rin sa radyo yung yung ginagawa
radio.
mo.
Yeah, what I appreciate about traditional radio media, magazines, TV, and all of that. There is and you would know this, of course. There's a structure to it. Now, when everybody had a hand in social media, which was great, I think.
Yeah.
There was a lot of rawness to it, and people were learning on the way. That's why you got a lot of people getting canceled because they didn't exactly know what they were doing. They were offending a lot of people, and all of a sudden they get shut down, just like that. Unlike
a lot of that's happening.
Yeah. And unlike of course, if you know a guy is from radio or traditional media, you know how they would speak and you know how they would be careful, get the point across without really
offending anyone.
Yeah, or they can offend somebody out there, but it's not they won't be shooting themselves on their foot. They know how to do it.
Yeah.
So you'll know.
Parang controlled.
Yeah.
Controlled distraction.
Kumbaga. Yeah. So that's why I appreciate Enyo as a training ground.
There you go. That's fantastic. Okay. All right. So your transition into motorcycles. How? Of course, it was almost phenomenal rise ng Makina. And then when was the point that you realized, hey, I have something big here?
I think when a lot were referring to Makina as a resource for information for motorcycles in terms of reviews, and because how I did it in the morning show was how I did it in the reviews.
Yon.
And if you've listened to the morning show before, a lot of the Zack personality is in the Makina reviews.
It's very honest.
Yeah, I think that's how it worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't just specs and all of that. I was I was infusing a lot of music too. Some the background music, I would use a lot of songs that I like, and I get a lot of questions about that too. Like, how do I get away with it in YouTube copyright? I pay for it, because you can't get away with copyrighted music. You're gonna have to share your revenues, and that's my way of course, giving back to the music industry. I'll use your music, no problem. So it was because of the reviews. That's when I realized, hey, this is fun and it's working. And then another turning point was when I was starting to travel like 22. Before the pandemic, I was doing like 22 trips a year.
Wow.
So that's almost like every other week if you think about it. And I'm like, okay, this is fun. If it comes to a point where you're thinking about airport na naman, if you're saying that, okay, that's a lot of traveling already. So that would be another turning point for me.
All right. And of course, you started off na medyo you were reviewing yung mga locally bought bikes.
Yeah.
Pero later on, you're of course going out of the country, trying out bikes that a lot of people dream about riding here in the Philippines. So how was that?
That happened because of Makina's ability to speak both markets in terms of if it's a local bike and I need to speak to a majority of riders in that market, Makina can. Again, that's NU training right there. And then if I need to speak to a broader audience like worldwide and I need to speak that language, I will. So when manufacturers saw that, hey, we can hit two birds with one stone with Makina. I can do a feature for the local market and abroad, and they'll just use the videos internationally. So that's how it happened. So yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm grateful for. So the feeling, it was great. I mean, from the Himalayas in India to Morocco, the Sahara Desert, all these awesome places to ride in. It's
Oo
just,
nga, yung iba, exotic talaga yung pinupuntahan mo. Tapos,
yeah,
tapos
super fun, super fun.
galing.
Can't
Alright.
complain.
All right, okay. We're going to talk more to Zack Lucero in just a while. And, of course, get to know more about Makina Moto PH. And, of course, find out Zack's opinion about stuff that's going on in the local motoring scene in just a bit. In the meantime, we're going to get back to more music right now. You are listening to Past Forward right here on the station that plays you the best of the 80s, especially on a Wednesday. This one's from 1987. This one's from Copyright. Stay tuned. This is On Track right here on the station plays you all hits, all light. This is 103.5 K Light. The show that's about everything on the road. It's 8:48 in the morning, and we are talking to Zack Lucero of Makina Moto PH.
How many rock ni ay mali pala.
Ayun. Okay.
Hey, again, thanks for having me, man. If you
Yeah.
guys can only hear what we and Koji were talking about off mic. So a lot of memories are just flooding through my head right now, being back in a booth.
Yeah. Tama rin yung off-cam kasi we're actually being streamed right now on our Facebook page, on YouTube, and of course, you can check us out on the website. It's www.klight1035.com.ph. And saying hi to some friends on Viber, saying good morning to Leah Ruth. Good morning. Wasn't able to greet you last week, but she says good morning, and she is enjoying Past Forward and, of course, On Track. And she says hi.
Hello there.
Hello. All right. And good morning also to Kessler. Thanks a lot for keeping us in the background. All right. Okay. Let's talk about what is your opinion about what's going on right now with motoring, especially for two-wheeled vehicles. Anong take mo?
Oh my God, where can we start? We can talk about
Yep.
the bad traffic situation. We can
Yep.
talk about
Anything.
actually the okay, right now, obviously, to get here from Parañaque, I had to bring a bike, right? And I imagined myself coming here on a car, in a car, four wheels. Well, I would have been here.
Yeah, but-
I would. I would still be in the road right now,
Yep.
right? So one of my things about what's going on in EDSA and the main roads is we have a bike lane, right? So my question is, and I'm for supporting bicycle riders, of course, is what is that number? How many people are actually riding bicycles to work in Metro Manila
Ayan. Okay.
for them to put a dedicated lane versus motorcycle
Number of
riders?
motorcycles
You know
on the
why?
road.
Because okay, let's promote bike riding, right? They're saying we're putting a bike lane there so that people will ride bicycles. Okay, but it's been how long already? I don't see more people on bicycles
Karamihan
on the road.
talaga.
Right, I don't see them. So another thing, it's so polluted. I don't want to, personally, I don't want to ride a bicycle, and huffing and puffing all the smoke of buses and all of that. So you're thinking, ano difference with a motorcycle? Motorcycles, you're kind of going faster, so it's not like babad and it's hot and you're just inhaling everything, in one spot. So one thing, maybe we can just turn that bicycle lane into a motorcycle lane dedicated that
Okay.
nobody can crisscross, and it's safer for the motorcycles. So that's one.
That's one.
Um,
Point of contention talaga yan eh. Lately, it's been a point of contention that motorcycles are using up the bike lanes because they're dedicated for bikes. Pero tama yung point mo. If you compare the number of bicycles and the number of motorcycles, syempre, lamang ang motorcycle.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we cater to the majority that will use that piece of space?
Yeah.
And another thing, why are the motorcycle riders ending up in the bike lanes? Because if think about it, there are many motorcycle riders. If motorcycle riders don't lane filter, which some people are not too happy about, imagine if we're going to occupy the car space, a bike.
Which they tried before. There was
Yeah.
a dedicated motorcycle
Oh my-
lane on EDSA.
Yeah. No, I mean, what if they occupied a car space?
One
What
whole
if we were
lane.
not allowed to lane filter? What if we were not
Yeah.
allowed bawal seeing it, diba?
Yeah.
We'll just stick to, man, traffic is gonna go back
Even
kilometers
further.
back. Talagang nobody's gonna move anymore. The idea with lane filtering or putting them in a dedicated spot is so that you can get all of these motorcycle riders to where they need to go fast. Therefore, freeing up the traffic, the congestion. The faster they get to their destination, the faster things are gonna get cleared up. And I think they should just ban cars. You want to solve the traffic situation, get rid of all the cars except siguro yung mga senior citizens. They need to ride the bus or ambulance, syempre, you ride the. But apart from that, that's the reality. I mean, you're not gonna. Metro Manila is Metro Manila. That's it. You can't
Correct,
widen the roads anymore. You're stuck with that.
There
So
you go.
make your footprint smaller with two wheels, I think. So.
I guess public transport
Yeah.
has to be addressed.
Yeah.
Syempre, there are projects that are underway, pero ilang taon pa bago natin
Yeah.
makita yun. There's a subway that's being built. There's
Or
additional lines for the MRT.
They can figure out how to construct upwards more roads like Skyway all over the
yeah.
metro. That should help.
Naka-layer. Yeah.
But I think the easiest thing, really, just ban all the cars and we're good.
Parang that's an interesting take.
Yeah,
But
I mean, straight to the point. You want to
Yep,
get rid
yep.
of traffic, diba? Tapos.
Yep. All right. Okay. And of course, all right. Yung Kwan, what do you think is the biggest danger to riders on the road, aside from, of course, obviously yung sa cars. Aside from that, what is the biggest issue for riders? Yung if you are a rider, what is the biggest issue if you're on EDSA or on any road?
Actually, the most basic issue for everybody, both cars and motorcycles, is education. A lot of people just jump on a bike, they don't know really what they're doing, and they're doing their training on public roads, and they're just learning along the way. That's the worst idea ever. Go out there, get some training, get comfortable with the bike, know your bike, go to a proper school, and even with cars, some drivers are just crazy. They don't know what they're doing, they don't know how to turn, they always cut corners and all of that stuff. So I think one of the biggest problems, it would be education.
Ayan. With any vehicle naman, before you actually drive a vehicle,
Train.
whether it be a bike, a car, or a motorcycle, learn how to use it first properly.
Exactly, yeah. Train.
Education
Train
talaga.
talaga.
Ayan. Okay. All right. Okay. Zach, you have a couple of events, or you have a major event coming up for Makina Moto.
This weekend we have Makina Moto Changi, which is happening 14 and 15 in Eton Centris EDSA,
Nice.
next to Trinoma. Very easy to get to, lots of parking. So it's the biggest industry-wide sale for all motorcycle accessories, up to 50% off. So that's a big deal. So we're doing this months, getting out of the way of the Christmas season, so you can get your goodies already, because it's gonna be that sale that you're gonna get all of these helmets, jackets, gloves, and all of that stuff. Plus we have a test ride consortium, which is practically all the brands are there.
So you'll have a track. Where they can test,
there's a test ride area. We're over 40 bikes that you can ride all day. I mean, if Enchanted Kingdom is your thing, this would be fun for you too if you're a bike rider. In one place, you're gonna try so many bikes. So I always say, don't just buy it right away.
Try before you buy.
Yeah, try before you buy, right?
There you go.
So you can, and then might as well talk about the one in April.
Yes.
That's the bigger event in SMX. So that's the Makina Moto show.
There you go.
And that's gonna have all the launches, all the new bikes for 2024/2025.
Pang ilang year na siya?
Makina Moto show started with that show I was telling you about, the small one, 2015-ish.
2015.
That was the Moto Builds Pilipinas, and it just evolved into that. So
It should be
since
like
20, almost 8-9 years of the show. But the level of SMX, this is gonna be the third or fourth year of that scale. But
Nice.
yeah, like a lot of other things, we started small.
There you go. All right. Okay. Looking forward to that. Of course,
Yes.
that's happening in
April 26, 27, 28. Last
Ayun.
weekend of April.
Nice. Okay, so that's things to look for in 2024. Of course, don't forget the upcoming Makina Changi, which is also happening in
Eton Centris. And also, this weekend we are partnering up with the Blue Bee Foundation. We're helping a lot of children. If you donate non-perishable goods, groceries, diapers, toddler stuff, school supplies, minimum 250 pesos, no biggie. We'll get you in the Makina Moto show for free already. So just go there, bring your bag of goodies, give it to the Blue Bee Foundation booth. We'll get your name, and because of your donation, we're gonna help a lot of kids this Christmas.
Ang galing. All right. Okay. Stuff to look forward to. Thank you very much, Zach. And of course, where can they, of course, catch Makina Moto?
We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we are on YouTube. That's Makina Moto for motorcycles. That's that. We also have for cars, which is same. YouTube, FB, and IG. So, Makina Auto and Makina Moto.
Nice. All right. Okay. Wait. Before we of course end the show. Of course, let's not forget Imago. Of course, we'll be coming up with some stuff.
Yeah. We're playing this Friday in Westgate, Alabang. Oktoberfest is gonna be fun. It's gonna be busy every weekend. We're just gonna be out partying. So I'll catch you in one of the gigs. Facebook, Imago Music. Just check it out.
All right, nice. Thank you very much, Mr. Zack Lucero.
Thank you, man. We didn't get to roast Neil next time.
We'll get him next time, but bitin. Definitely, we will have you again
Sure,
on the show.
I'd love to come back.
Yeah, hopefully very soon. All right, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Zack Lucero.
Thank you.
Of Makina Moto PH. Don't forget, catch him, Zack_Lucero on Instagram. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And then also at Zack Lucero on Facebook, and of course your other social media as well.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
okay.
you.
Thanks a lot. That's about it for us right here on Track. I'll be seeing you sometime next week with Neil, of course, on Wednesday with Neil. So catch us then. And of course, we'll get back to more music on Fast Forward Wednesday. It's all about the 80s. Playing for you today. Leave you with this one from 1983. This one's called Rio. You hang on for Ali in just a bit right here. Fast Forward Wednesdays. All hits, all light playing for you. This is 103.5 K-Light. Y'all enjoy the morning. See ya.